Hello, welcome to Perspectives 33B, different takes on the same matter. If you're in the corporate world, have you wondered why there are so many committees in the companies? There are products committee, IT committee, risk committee, sales committee, customer committee, etc., etc., etc. To highlight this response, we have three different examples sitting here down with the CEO of a global financial powerhouse. He's an engineer by trade with an MBA from Wharton, University of Pennsylvania, and specialized expertise across multiple disciplines. With over 25 years in the financial sector, spanning top-tier consultancies, retail banking, and investment firms, he's a veteran who sat on just about every committee imaginable. So let's get into it. Why do companies feel the need to have so many committees? First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm going to give you the first example of answer. Let's call it the corporate standard response. A company, regardless of its size, is a living organism made up of different areas and people, each with its own role and responsibility. You've got departments that are siblings, like product and marketing, and then you've got those that are like oil and water, like sales and auditing. Every company needs that variety. It's like the human body. Every organ has its function. The heart pumps the blood, the nose handles the smell, your feet support you, and your hands are your tools, etc., etc., etc. For the body to work, every part has to do its job. Look, in a massive organization, the biggest risk isn't making a bad decision, it's making an isolated one. Committees exist to break down silos. When you have a risk committee or an investment committee, you're bringing together the best minds from different angles to ensure the company's blind spots are covered. It's about governance and checks and balances. You want the expert to debate the trade-offs before the trigger is pulled. It ensures that a decision, in IT for example, doesn't accidentally tank the customer experience or blow the budget in finance. Done right, a committee isn't a hurdle, it's a filter that catches mistakes before they become expensive disasters. In the daily grind, we need a formal time to bring everyone together to align on a specific topic or decision. This ritual, the committees, creates the discipline needed for different people representing different areas to actually talk to each other. It's the only way to ensure the company is moving in the same direction. Without it, things get messy, everyone doing their own thing without knowing what's happening next door. That's expensive and unproductive. To be efficient, everyone has to be on the same page. Committees serve as the dedicated space where a specific theme is debated. Each area, remembering they all have different roles, brings its perspective, the potential gains, the risks, and the losses. You get everyone in the room at the same time so they all have access to the same information and understand why a decision was made. Think about it like this. If you and your sister don't talk, you might both end up buying the same birthday gift for your mom. But if you talk, you can coordinate, you and your sister, on what your mother actually wants, or maybe pool your money to buy something better that you couldn't afford alone. People don't achieve anything in the vacuum. We depend on each other. Committees are there so that people, each with their own unique responsibility, can combine their knowledge simultaneously to make the best decisions possible. Example of a response, we can call it the sincere answer. Look, let's be totally honest and sincere here. Committees are just a formal way to force people to actually talk to each other and align on what they're doing. And sometimes committees exist because people are afraid to fly solo. In the corporate world, a committee is a great way to spread the blame if things go south. If a project fails, it wasn't one person's bad call, it was a committee decision. It can also be a sign of a company that's allergic to speed. We call it analysis paralysis. You get so many people in the room trying to reach a consensus that you end up with a watered-down version of the original great idea. In this view, committees aren't about making better decisions, they're about making safer ones, where no person has their neck on the line. It's the ultimate I told you so space, and it's designed specifically to kill off the I didn't know excuse. Committees exist to strip away the justifications for inefficiency or bad decisions. When the decision is made there in a committee, everyone signs off on it together. Everyone knows exactly what's expected of them and what everyone else is up to. It's about eliminating surprises. If things go sideways, nobody can claim they were left in the dark because they were sitting right there at the table when the trigger was pulled in a committee. Okay, what would be the third example of response? Can we call it the idea world answer? In an idea world, a committee would be the ultimate synergy hub. It would be a space where transparency is 100% and where the collective ego is left out the door. Imagine a project committee where the goal isn't to protect the department's budget, but to genuinely find the best solution for the end user. In this ideal world, committees wouldn't meet just to fulfill a corporate requirement. They'd meet to spark innovation and ensure the company's North Star is always in sight. Committees would be the bridge between a bold vision and flawless execution. We know it's rare to find that perfect balance, but the closer we get to it, the more value we actually create for the shareholders and the customers. Committees would be the ultimate spaces for true collaboration, completely free of egos, power struggles, or political maneuvering. They wouldn't be political summits. They'd be open forums where everyone else feels safe putting their viewpoints, concern, and wildest ideas on the table. In this idea scenario, every person walking to that room in that committee would have one single objective: making the best possible decision for the collective. It wouldn't be a stage for someone to show off or a battlefield to gain influence. Instead, it would be the place where synergy actually happens. A committee would be a place where 1 plus 1 is actually 3. The group intelligence would consistently outperform even the smartest individual in the room. Decisions would be reached with total transparency, and everyone would leave the meeting energized, knowing they contributed to something bigger than their own department's interest. We know that reality is often messy, but that synergy is the gold standard we should always be chasing. It's something to think about. Okay, today we saw three types of different responses for the same question. Remember, there are no absolute truths, and people may have different points of view from yours. Always consider that they may exist alternative takes on the same matter. This will hopefully help you navigate more open-mindedly through life. Knowledge always makes us grow. We never should stop learning. Think about it.